Hello, hello, hello. It is Sunday night tonight. How is everybody doing? Thank you so much for being here. Surprise live stream. I wasn't planning on doing this. Boys went to bed late. I was like, I had to work late Friday. Let's do a live stream. I really wanted to. You guys can see the background. It's different. It's weird. It's throwing me off. I don't like the background, but this is the new whiskey room. This is it. It's going to be happening. We're making progress. I got the panels in the back. It's getting there. It's a slow process, but we got the wood panels going. I'm going to have the shelves coming soon. But tonight, I've got some boxes. One thing that's for the whiskey room, and a couple things that are for me for the whiskey room. So thank you all for being here. I already got 13 here. I was expecting no one tonight because it was so late, so last minute. But thank you all for being here. Who's here so far? Let's see who's here. Saw Richie Z early on, of course. Thank you, buddy. The Linux Cat, Izzy P, good to see you. Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews. How you doing, bud? Good to see ya. The Bourbon Apprentice. Matt from Whiskey Crusaders. Good to see ya. Chris Beaton, the Whiskey Dude. Whiskey Music. How are y'all doing tonight? Thank you for being here. I think first things first, before we do any unboxing, is we should probably pour a drink. So I have to work early tomorrow, so I actually grabbed a cup with ice. Very unlike me, but I'm going to do it tonight. And I'm going to go with good old Forester 1920. One I always drink straight, just like everything else, I guess, but nice pop. I'm gonna start out with just a little nice little bourbon cocktail, just the bourbon. Anybody else drinking this late? I mean, it's not that late probably for a lot of you, depending on where you are, but for me, this is late, man. Whew. Boy, oh boy, that is still so good. Love that stuff. Got some more people coming in. Dramman Kentucky, good to see you. ADHD Fishing, Stellar Matrix. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Couple packages, just 3 today. My wife's wondering what goes on. I always have them delivered at work, so we have a FedEx drop location there, so it kind of works out really nicely, actually. But I come home with all these packages, like, you buying more stuff? No, honey. Usually not. You know, a lot of it's just sent. So. Whiskey Dude said he's drinking some Modern Times IPA. Nice. Richie, I did see on Instagram you just got that new Four Roses store pick. I was honestly just introduced to Four Roses, at least single barrels, recently. And it is ridiculous, the stuff that they are doing. The first time I got to try them, it was 3 different recipes I tried, all barrel-proof store picks. It was really eye-opening. Really eye-opening on the potential with Four Roses. I loved them, though. They were really good. Whiskey Music said he switched to water so we can survive tomorrow. Yeah, I feel ya. That's why we got ice tonight. Yeah, Dusty Dan. I was amazed watching your first whiskey review you ever did. For those of you who haven't checked out Dusty Dan, he just launched his whiskey review channel. The name tells you everything you need to know. Probably once a month he's going to be reviewing a Dusty whiskey. Go check him out. Go give him a sub if you haven't already. But his first review was a Four Roses small batch select. And I was amazed at how good it was. I mean, I look back at my first videos, and I'm sure a lot of us whiskey tube people can agree, not good. Not good at all. So I think you might actually look back on yours, Dan, and be impressed with what you're doing. So good work. Yeah, and I learned that the Four Roses, originally I thought they were all the picks were barrel strength picks, but apparently they do make the 50% 100 proof picks too. Obviously they're not as sought after, a lot of them, and they're all that normal Four Roses recipe for the single barrel, but the barrel strength, whew, it just takes it up something else, I'll tell you. That's so good. Dustin Martin said he's got some High West Campfire. Excellent choice. If you're a bourbon drinker transitioning to scotch, or a scotch drinker transitioning to bourbon, either one that works well. It's so sweet to the point that a bourbon drinker can enjoy it, but an excellent amount of peat. All right, let's go to our first box. 24 in the chat. Thank you guys all for being here. I got a couple different bottles here tonight too I may dip into. One is one I've tried just one time with my wife. Tullamore DEW Irish whiskey. And this is the Caribbean rum cast finish. So I felt like a little vacation, a little tropical tonight. So I figured maybe we'll try that. The other bottle is actually my infinity bottle. And this is, I tend not to drink too much. If I have a bottle I don't want to kill, or it's just a little too much to kill, as we learned from my bottle kill live stream, that is a thing. I'll throw it in my infinity bottle, and it's pretty high proof with what I have in there so far. So I might get into that later after we get these packages going. But all right, let's get into our first package. We'll go with this one. I hear liquid. It's a good sign. I better back up from the mic so you guys don't get an earful here. All right. Okay. Package number 1. Well packaged. This is why I brought the scissors. Last time this happened, it was a little challenging. All right. I am curious to hear if anybody else has had this. This was sent to me from the fine people at Stolen Whiskey. This is Stolen American Whiskey, 11 years. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is a single grain product. So the exact wording on this bottle is American Whiskey barrel finished with smoke oak staves. I tried a pour of this at a buddy's house when we were at a whiskey tasting. Just out of sheer curiosity before I got a bottle, and I did not like it at all. So, and I, full disclosure to them, I said, hey, if you guys, I'm more than happy to take a bottle, and please, of course I will, but I'm going to be honest in the review. So I'm planning to drink this bottle down a little bit. His was very near the top, so I'm planning to drink this bottle down a little bit before I do a review of it, hoping it will improve. But from reading about this, it's won some awards, but being the smoked oak staves, we'll see. The pour I had, I did not like it. It was very alcohol forward. We were drinking a lot of really good store picks and barrel proof stuff too, so that doesn't help. I mean, our palate was already used to something really, really good. Matt Whiskey Crusader says it's great, and it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to drink it down a little bit first. We'll see if it gets any better. But the first pour I had, I was not impressed. 46%. But again, wine enthusiast, the sticker right on here says San Francisco Spirits 2017 Double Gold. Doesn't say the exact category, but aged 11 years. No info really where it's from. But I'm open to it. I'm open to it for sure. We'll see. I'm just very grateful they sent me a bottle. If you recall, I did a review of... Oh, Swami's in the house. Good to see you, Swami. Thanks for stopping in. No, I didn't move. This is my new whiskey room. Eventually, it's going to happen. We got to get to building a little bit, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Dryman Kentucky asks, what state does it say still? Produced and bottled for Stolen Spirits by St. Petersburg Distillery in St. Petersburg, Florida. That's all it says. Produced and bottled for Stolen Spirits. So that doesn't tell us anything. So that could be literally anywhere. Literally anywhere. And when I do the full review of the bottle, I'll definitely you know, I'll reach out to them and get more information about it. But yeah, if you recall, I did a review of another stolen product, the Stolen X, which is pretty much just an old-fashioned in a bottle. And it was actually surprisingly good. Think like Rockin' Rye, or Slow and Go? What's that stuff called? It's pretty much old-fashioned glass. They use honey, orange peel. It's really good, though. It actually was really good if you like that, if you're into flavored whiskey. So. 1920 is just strong enough to cut through that ice. It's good stuff. Whiskey Music says he has a whiskey chest. Ah, there you go. I like it. Wish you had a whiskey room. Well, my bar in my basement was my whiskey room. But now the boys are getting a little older, and family comes over a lot, and this room is locked, so I'll be able to lock this room away from the boys, which would be nice. All right. I better pour another drink here. ADHD Fishing says, I have a whiskey belly. That's where you keep it all, buddy. That's right. That's where you keep it all. All right, I'm going to pour, before I pour the Tullamore DEW, because that's probably going to be a very strong rum, I'm going to pour some of this Infinity sample. All right. Now this Infinity sample was a lot of Old Grandad 114. I shouldn't say a lot. I mean, the end of a bottle. So that's pretty rye forward. I know this also has some Michter's American in it. I'm trying to think what else. I can't remember. It smells like, I mean, honestly, it smells like Old Grandad 114. Which I haven't had the bottle in a while now, so I'm missing it. The Michter's American actually really makes this butterscotch, like a lot of butterscotch, but still higher proof with that 114. It's like butterscotch all in the front, rye at the middle of the palate, and then a little bit of that proof kick in the back of the tongue. It's actually really good. These are the two whiskeys I'm picking out of this. I'm sure I added many more to this, but they must have been the most full. But it's actually really solid. I know, like, the Whiskey Vault is really big on Michter's American. I'm curious what everyone else thinks of it. To me, it was a pure butterscotch bomb. I mean, like, butterscotch ice cream is literally what it tasted like. It's pretty low proof, too, so. What's up, Whiskey Ace? Good to see ya. Thanks for coming. Jason. Jason says he loves making blends right now. His kitchen looks like a lab. Yeah, I know. That's how my basement looks. It's ridiculous. It's a lot of fun, though. And finding that one that works really well, that's good stuff. Robot Scott, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I don't know, Richie. I'm guessing it's probably 6 or 7 bottles, but some of them were very, very low, like the very end of bottles. And I know the two that were the most full were the Old Grandad 114 and the Michter's American. A couple people saying not a bad Michter's. You're right about that. There isn't a bad Michter's that I've had. Matt says he does enjoy Michter's American. Yeah, it's good, and because of the strong butterscotch, I think it does actually work well with a cocktail, because that butterscotch cuts through pretty well. I mean, it's still $40 where I am, so it's pretty expensive for a cocktail mixer, depending on who you are, I guess, but... I like that. We'll set that aside while we open our next package here. And Matt, I did bring a couple Texas whiskey samples. case we have time at the end of the night. Figure I better drink them. I've been on a Texas kick lately, like big time. Thanks to Matt, Cast Strength Reviews. I mean, all those guys and girls. Package number 2. Now this actually has a fine and good spirits sticker right on it, so didn't conceal that one very well. Spencer Mav, good to see you, bud. You missed package number 1, which was Stolen Whiskey. This is the 11-year, and it is American whiskey barrel finished with smoke oaked staves. And if you have had it, I am curious on your thoughts about it. All right, there's a lot of... There's the top. Any guesses? Boom! There she is. Come on, camera. You ruined my moment. George Dickel bottled and bond whiskey. 50% charcoal mellowed. Boy, oh boy, is she beautiful. I'm excited to try this one. This was so graciously provided to me by one of my awesome patrons, Christopher David. You've seen his name in chat, I'm sure, a lot. He actually had a bottle of this by him, and he hooked me up big time. I cannot wait to get this one. I watched Scott and Bart's review of this, and it was funny to me because they were complete opposites. Scott seemed to really love the age that's on this, and Bart hated it. He thought it was way too much oak, way too drying. So I'm really curious to see what I think of this one. Amazing that this aged whiskey, this high of an aged whiskey, comes in at such a good price point. I think that's really, really nice. I'm looking for the actual bottled and barreled dates, but I don't see it on here. But I know this is an older one for sure. 10 to 13 years, I think it was, something like that. Every time someone says Dickel in the chat, I gotta approve it. There's a yeah, that's great. Yeah, Swami, I know you've been dropping serious money on that, and anyone around the your area there up in Canada, go check out that event that Swami just put on. He put out a video recently about it. Malted in Montreal. Go check his channel out. And yeah, he's doing a big Scotch event with a couple other whiskey tubers. All the info is right there, and he's got some good bottles. He's loading up. So Whiskey Dude said he prefers Jack Daniel's for his Tennessee whiskey. Yeah, I finally tried the barrel proof on the live stream a couple times, a couple streams back, and that stuff was really good, really good. That barrel proof is where it's at with Jack Daniel's. But I think Dickel has a very unique flavor profile. Like usually you can pick out that it's a Dickel product. So I'm curious to see if that comes through on this with it being a lot higher aged. Oh, here we go. Distilling season fall 2005. It's right on the side of the label, you idiot. So there you go. That's what, 14 years? Just about 14 years, just over 13. But yeah, with the being 100 proof, that's really nice. And the age, I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see if it's different or if all that classic Dickel flavor comes through. We'll see. Yeah, no problem, Swami. Anytime. Pete McNeil, good to see you, bud. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. This was a very last-minute live stream. I'm amazed there's even 30 here. Thank you guys all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. The Heritage Barrel, yes. I have a bottle of that also. Still haven't cracked it. I'm trying to finish some of these first, or at least do something with them. But has anyone seen this George Dickel bottle yet? I'm curious. Have you guys seen it? Have you tried it? Because I know, obviously, up here in Michigan, it's nowhere at all. But I didn't know if anyone around you guys have seen it, and if so, I'm curious on your thoughts on it too. Yeah, a lot of people love that Heritage barrel. I'm gonna have to pick up I had a bottle of the normal Jack Daniel's single barrel. It was actually a store pick from Meijer. Like, that's our big supermarket chain, I guess, here, that's in the West Michigan area, or Western United States, I guess. And it was good, but I think the proof was just too low for me. Matt says yes, he has tried it. How was it, Matt? Was it good? What'd you think? That's a good point, Whiskey Ace. Dickel's about half the price as Old Scout. I had an Old Scout 7-year I got to try the other day, and it was good. Like, it was still good. It wasn't anything too special to me, I guess. But it was decent. I think a lot of those older expressions, I mean, those are the ones that are supposedly really, really good that people love. I haven't had any of those yet, but I can imagine those are better, I would think. Oh, that's too bad, Matt. He said it was disappointing. Yeah, I mean, I'm anticipating it's going to taste like Dickel, but I mean, the age gives me hope. But if it's too oaky, I don't know. To Bart, it was too oaky, and I don't know if things that are overly oaked to me is too much. But I don't know. I had an Elijah Craig 18. The 2017 Elijah Craig 18 was very well balanced. The 2018 Elijah Craig 18 I thought was a lot more oak forward for me. I didn't like it as much, but tastes very similar to the 13-year-old Old Scout. Okay, well, there you go. I haven't had that, but that would be a good blind to do, actually. I'll have to find a buddy that has that. Whiskey Ace, I could be convinced. I could be convinced to crack it open and try it. We'll see. I mean, it might be at the end. We'll wait till the end. Whiskey Dude says he loves oak forward whiskeys. Yeah, a lot of people do. And then there's a lot of whiskeys out there that are aged very well. I mean, 10 or more years, and they don't show much oak at all. Like the Henry McKenna 10, I don't get very much oak on with any of the like 4 or 5 single barrels I've had. But then I had a Russell's bottle, a Russell's 10, and it was like licking an oak barrel. That bottle must have been older than 10. It was so oak forward, I couldn't even. It literally turned me off from ever buying another one of those again. And everyone I've talked to is like, no, Russell's 10. It's not overly oaked at all. You know, you must have got a weird bottle or something. So I'm gonna have to pick up another one. But I normally obviously love Wild Turkey products, but that Russell's was just way too much oak for me. Couldn't do it. I'm gonna need a clean Glen if I'm gonna be pouring that Dickel. Oaky and smoky is what I prefer, says the Whiskey Dude. Well, this stolen whiskey 11-year might be for you then. I can definitely picture it being smoky. 11 years, depending on where it's aged, probably pretty oaky. I don't know though. The sample I had was kind of funky and gunky, honestly. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna give it a chance. We'll see. I want to hold off a little bit longer, guys, before I open this last one, because I only have 3 packages tonight, and I cracked those first 2 pretty quick. So I'll pour myself another dram here. Let me rinse out this glass. Matt says he really likes the 11-year stolen a lot. Yeah, see, and Matt's got a good palate, obviously, so I'm keeping my mind open. I'm glad you do. Yeah, funky and gunky. Yeah, that's what it was to me. Dramman Kentucky says Russell says a lot of variation. I just got one that was super tasty. Yeah, see, I'm gonna go back to it. It's like $33. So, I mean, what I did with the first bottle is I just used it in cocktails, and actually, an oak forward cocktail to me is fine. Like I think the bitters and the like in an old fashioned or Manhattan, I think that actually works really well with oak. So a high oaked whiskey worked really well. Richie, yeah. Speaking of staves, do you like the Maker's 46 and Private Select picks? I cannot say that I've ever had a Maker's 46, but I've had a couple different Private Selects. Both of the ones that I had, though, and one bottle I still have, it was very high mocha staves. So both of them were very coffee forward. I mean, it kind of just tasted like coffee and chocolate a little bit, which is good. And, you know, I like coffee, so it's fine. But they were very high on the mocha side. No, sorry, Drayman. 33 is for the Russell's 10 year I was talking about. The Russell single barrel, those aren't overly oaked at all. No way. The single barrels are great. They're about 8 years, but the balance in those, from what I found, are great. Mash and Drum says, Wild Turkey will small batch different ages to get closer to what Eddie is looking for, so they really can change a bit. Yeah, and this bottle was probably about 2 years ago, and it was one of my first whiskeys I actually bought when I first started getting big into bourbon. So, yeah. Brian Walsh, greetings. Throwing down on a Sunday night. Nice. Yeah, buddy. I figured let's do it. Kids are finally in bed. I figured let's do a quick live here. Yeah, so I mean there is variation apparently. So I'm gonna have to go back to it. I'm guessing from what you guys are all saying, it's gonna be nothing like the one I had. And yeah, as far as Maker's 46 go, that's available here, of course. So a lot of people say Maker's 46 is definitely like the sweet spot with Makers. You know, I'm not a big Makers person. I'm sure you guys know that. Any of you, if you're here, you probably would watch some of my stuff. And regular Makers is just very tough for me. I actually just filmed a Maker's Mark review, which I obviously haven't put out yet, but it actually got a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I was obviously anticipating the worst with all the Makers I've had, but it actually, I think, opened up a little bit in the bottle and got better, so I actually could tolerate it. I don't even think I made a face during that review, which is pretty impressive. And Whiskey A says, yeah, the 46 is completely different than the regular, and that's what I've heard too. I've heard it's a lot better. I'll pick up a bottle. Like I said, it's available. I just have to get around to it. All right, I'm curious to go back and try this Tullamore DEW, because this was so sweet, if I'm remembering right. Tullamore DEW Irish whiskey. This is the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you say that, rum cask finish. I saw this bottle at local store, and I hadn't seen it before, so I was like, hey, let's pick that up, because it sounds pretty good, and I was doing Irish Month, I think, at the time, which I never put this out for Irish Month, but it sounded good, so... Drayman Kentucky asks, have I ever had Rebel Yell 10 year? It's like an oak weeder. Yeah. Funny you say that. I have a bottle of that. I was fortunate enough to get sent to me. I have not opened it yet, though. Like I said, there's so many bottles I'm trying to get through and get to review first. But that bottle that I have is actually like a 13-year-old bottle, too. So, you know, they say it's 10 year, but it's a Rebel Yell 10 year is a single barrel. And mine's dated about 13 years, I think it is. So I'm looking forward to that one, because DH Sill, Dustin, he was talking to me about this off stream, and he was saying that was one of his whiskeys he really, really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to trying that for sure. Whew! Oh, that's a lot of rum. This is almost like they added rum to this. To this. Yeah, Jason, you're right. This is 43%, so just a little bit over that 80 proof. Just a little bit. It is so sweet. This Caribbean rum cask is so sweet. Like, it almost, if I didn't know better, it almost smells like rum in a glass. Whiskey Dude said he loves rum. Well, pick this up, because you're going to like it. I mean, just think candy sugar. Candy sugar. It doesn't smell to me like a fresh fruit. It smells like a fake fruit flavor, almost like candy flavored fruit, you know, and then just load it up with rum. All right, you know the package of gummy bears. Gummy bears. They're all different flavors. You take that, you got your bottle of whatever rum, and you dump it in a container. You take the gummy bears, you dump them, and you let them sit for 24 hours. All the rum is gone when you get back. The gummy bears are 3 times their size. You pop one of those in your mouth. That's what this smells like. That's what this smells like. Oh, you're probably right, Rishi. Probably a great mixer for rum cocktails, I bet you. Yeah, Spencer Mav says, avoid the new Basil Hayden's then. Yeah, I'm not going to be looking for that. I'm okay with some rum finish stuff, but like the Ardbeg drum that was rum cast finish, that was great, I thought. But I think the smoke works really well with that sweetness. It balances out really nice. Brian Walsh says he much prefers Redbreast. Yeah. I mean, Redbreast is so solid. Jason, the new Basil Hayden's is rough. Yuck. I know. I was shocked when you picked up a bottle of that, but because we were kind of talking about it a little bit too, and you were not looking forward to that bottle, so I was guessing you would not like it. But then I think you said you tried a pour of it first, so I was like, oh, maybe he'll enjoy it. But yeah, I just don't think it's for me. Dreamman Kentucky says just avoid all Basil Hayden. Yeah, that's probably good policy for the most part. All right, let's give this a sip here and see if it's as sugary on the palate or not. Cheers, guys. Happy Sunday night. It's not as bad. There it is. There it is. All right, it's not bad. It's not bad, but front of the palate, it definitely just tastes like an Irish whiskey, like your normal Tullamore DEW. A little bit of that butteriness, that pot still flavor comes through. But then the back of that palate, boom, hits you with the sugar. Which is interesting, because when I drink bourbon, it's always sweetness up front. You know, usually that oak is in the back end for me. This was the opposite. I got the normal pot still flavor on the front, and then the back was a lot of sugar. Yeah. It's definitely a lot fruitier. The fruit kind of goes all around the palate. The candy fruitness I was describing is not as bad on the palate. It's more of a fresh fruit, like an actual tropical fruit note, which is nice. I prefer that. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think I would probably, like you said, prefer to use this as a mixer. It's all right. It's all right, but this is not what I'm going to reach to on a normal night. I think I'm going to go for something more in my wheelhouse, whether it be bourbon or scotch. I think just, it almost tastes like a flavor. It's close to a flavored whiskey, which it's just usually not for me. Izzy P says rum gives me hangovers. Oh boy. Whiskey does not give me hangovers either. I'm with you. So that scares me. I'm going to have to take her easy on this. I'll just have small pours of this one. It's getting better, honestly. I think with this one, I'm actually going to add a little water. See if it mellows out any of that sweetness at all. Because it's pretty sugary. Pretty sugary. Oh my. Just adding the water there, you can see it just getting oily and separating the glass. You can't get a hangover if you never stop drinking. It's a great plan, Whiskey Dude. The sweetness got stronger on the nose. Oh, God. No one saw that. Yeah, the sweetness is stronger on the nose. Whew. Yeah, it's better. The sweetness is mellowed out on the palate, so I'm glad about that. See you later, ADHD Fishing. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Skywoke FPV. Good to see you too. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Richie Z, yeah. This bottle was about $35, I think. So very similar to what the Tullamore was. Tullamore's probably about 30 for me here locally. This was 30 to 35. I bought it a while ago, so I'm not sure, but. And for the price, I mean, any decently tasting whiskey under $30 to me is usually good value. I was actually on the Party Source the other night with Jo, and we tried like budget whiskeys. I'm talking like Mellow Corn, Bottled and Bond, J.W. Dant. We tried Benchmark 8. We had a whole bunch of stuff that was like $10 and under budget. And it is amazing some of the value you can get out of those whiskeys, really. That J.W. Dant, and I only had the regular. No, I had the Bottled and Bond. J.W. Dant's really good. The JTS Brown is the one I only had the regular. He had the Bottled and Bond, but the JTS Brown really impressed me. That 80 proof, and mine was like $8. $8 when I was in Kentucky. That bottle, it wasn't sharp at all to me, at least on initial pour. And $8 for a fifth. Give me a break. Come on. And even Mellow Corn, like, it tastes like a corn whiskey. So if you like corn whiskeys, it's really not bad. Clan McGregor is one I have not had, Izzy. A lot of people talk pretty good stuff about that, though. Pal Joey, good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming in. Not that late. We started late tonight, so I appreciate you stopping in at all. Good to see you. That's really weird. A lot of sugariness on the nose on this. But the palate is much fruitier and much more mellowed out with the actual rum sharpness, you know? Interesting. J.O. didn't like the T.W. Samuels. It's Bottled and Bond Heaven Hill Weeder. Only thing that comes in plastic. Yeah. So T.W. Samuels, it's not available here. He did pull out the Heaven Hill Green label, which also we can't get here. But that is one I'm definitely going to be looking for next time I'm down in Kentucky. A lot of people talk great things about that now that the 6 year's gone. If the 7-year is available when I'm there, I'll definitely be getting it too. As long as it's around that $40 price point. I mean, just for science sake to see how it is. I don't like the marketing part of that whole thing. Getting rid of the 6 year. 6 months to a year later, they release it as a 7-year for $20, $25 more. I mean, that's frustrating to me. But hopefully it's really good. I have high hopes. DJ Beacon, good to see you. You're not late at all, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you coming in. We're doing some unboxings. We got the Dickel, Bottled and Bond, big old Dickel. And then we got Stolen Whiskey 11-year so far, the two. So you're done. You didn't miss anything. We got one more to go. Yeah, 7-year in Kentucky. Yeah, when is it supposed to be released? Does anybody know yet when that's actually coming out? I'll probably miss it. The Dickel is at 13 years, son. Yes, it is. 13 years. Whiskey Crusader says JTS Brown is good stuff. I mean, like I said, at the value, it's ridiculous. Jason says October is when it's going to be released. Okay, so I'm going to miss it when I'm down there come July and August, late August. But that's all right. Hopefully we'll be able to get a bottle. We'll be making more trips down there, so. I'm curious to see how it is, though. I really am curious. Nick Foles, good to see you. Thanks for being here. He says, I always get the Flintstone vitamin note on Dickel. Curious to see how that 13-year is. Yeah. So I know what you're describing with that Flintstone note on Dickel. Like, that's what it is. I mean, it's that very mineral note, you know? It's a good way to put it, really.
I don't know that I can keep doing. I gotta go away from the rum. It's good, but it's good in small doses, you know. Jason says from a business standpoint, Heaven Hill has to raise its prices. I think it's messed up. It won't be available in Kentucky at release. Yeah, isn't that weird? That's so weird how they did that. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. I'm sure at the distillery they'll have some. I would hope. Maybe not, but I mean, I would think so. Flintstone mineral chalkiness, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and to Jason's point from a business standpoint, I mean, I get it. Buffalo Trace did the same thing now with Weller 107. I mean, things that are limited that people want, of course they're going to raise the price. I mean, same with the McKenna. I mean, that's why McKenna went up, because it won whiskey awards 2 years in a row. I mean, I get it. And the way the market is with whiskey right now, now's the time to make money, because it may not always be good for these big whiskey producing companies. That's why they're doing it. All right, let's go into our last package. Then we'll crack open this Dickel and do an initial impression. All right, this is a big one. Oh, this is a big boy. Any guesses what this is? All right, I'm gonna have to set this on the floor. That's too big. Alright, good what she said. Alright. This isn't gonna work. It's too big. It's too big, guys. Oh man. Might have some guesses now. I'm turning away so you can't see it. All right. Boom! Is the light gonna... the light? Yeah. Can you see it? Can y'all see it? Can you see it? Look at that. That is beautiful. Beautiful stuff. This is etched. This is all engraved in here. Hand painted, hand done. Caveman something? Caveman signs? Caveman something like that. I found him on Facebook. He actually did I Whiskey She Wines signs as well. Looks incredible. I mean, he hand did all this. And the detail, even on the lettering, like the insane, that's tough font to work with. Looks great. I can't wait. This is going to be a great addition to the whiskey room. Just got to find a place to put it now. I love it, though. I love it. Cannot wait. Oh, the whiskey room. Coming together. Looks great. Very affordable, too. I mean, good price. Wasn't cheap to ship, though. I'll say that. I'm gonna do the Dickel. Do the Dickel. What time is it? I got about 10 minutes left with you guys and gals. Let me pour one Texas whiskey sample first. Then we'll go into the Dickel after. Matt, this is the Ranger Creek Texas bourbon. 19, I guess it's 11 months. I can't read your handwriting, Matt. 48%.
Let me clean this glass out of here. Get that rum out of there. Spencer Mav, I don't know. I really don't know. I had to order a whole bunch of stuff from Menards and like shelves and things like that, and supposedly it's on back order, so who knows? I'm hoping to get the wall up at least so it looks a little more presentable for you all soon. But at the moment, it's just that. I mean, my wife designed the actual shelves, and I'm gonna have 2 sets. So I'm gonna have a set on this side of the room with like a little chair with like a table, like just a small table, you know, almost like a side table type thing. And then behind are gonna be shelves. Of course, this whole wall is gonna be shelves is the plan. And then on the other side here, I'm gonna have like a bar type height, like a pub table with chair, and that's going to be the second set. So I'm going to hopefully be doing live streams and my normal reviews, tastings, head-to-heads on both sets. I might even do a set in the middle too. We're going to see how much room we have. So I got big plans for it. It's going to look great when it's done, and she did a great job designing the shelves and everything, where it's going to go, what it's going to look like. Oh, we'll see you later, Whiskey Dude. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Everyone go check out the Whiskey Dude too. Another one doing great stuff and so involved in the community too. Cheers, buddy. Texas whiskey. Dusty corn. Getting a lot more of a wood note on this than I remember with the Ranger Creek. Yeah, Spencer Mav, he got to see the sketch that my wife did because he is a patron. Thank you so much, sir. And patrons got to see that. I did also film some behind the scenes footage of me moving my desk and my setup here into this room. And I'm going to be filming the whole putting together of the whiskey room and everything for my patrons. So keep an eye out for those videos coming up if you are a patron. If you're not, patreon.com/bourbinsane. We do behind the scenes stuff, polls, just extra things that you don't see on the normal channel. So it's a good time, and I appreciate you guys all who do support me being there. Thank you, Spencer. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this room up and running. It had to be done. I have no room on my bar top anymore. I'm not drinking them fast enough. That's the reason, I'm sure. It's not that I'm buying them too fast. But yeah, so it's going to be good. The finished product's going to be great. I can't wait for it. Texas whiskey. Any of you who have not had Texas whiskey, 11 months. And I'm trying to remember, Matt, when I tried this on the live stream with you guys, I don't even think I liked this one that much. The Ranger Creek was one of my least favorite, and it's really good right now. I'm liking it right now. Pal Joy said long drop. Are we having stream troubles? Sorry, guys. Stream health says good. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, all of us need to find out new storage systems for our whiskey. We really do. That's the problem. All of us here probably have the same problem where we want more stuff than we should, you know. All right, I'm gonna go grab a clean Glencairn for this. I only brought 2 glasses because I wasn't planning to drink hardly anything tonight. Just do mostly the unboxing, but you know how it goes. That's a good point, Dreamman Kentucky. Anything is good after 4 pours. But my first one was with ice. All right, let me go grab a glass, guys. Hang tight. All right, we're back. Oh, Cellar Matrix, good thinking. There's an episode idea, Whiskey Storage Solutions. I like it. I like it. And in case any of you don't already have a Bourbinsane Challenge coin, I still have some available if you're interested. Just shoot me an email or send me a message on Instagram. I'll tell you how to get them. They are starting to get in short supply, so batch 1's going to be gone soon. All right, let's get her poured. I'm excited to try this. I'm going to take a big swig of water before I get into this. I'm so curious to see, after listening to Scott and Bart, see which train and which boat I'm in. We will see. All right. George Dickel, bottled in bond, 13 years, almost 14 years, guys. Richie, you do use that coin a lot, and I appreciate that, buddy. He's constantly using that on Instagram. I appreciate it. Let's give her a pop. Oh, yeah. That Dickel can pop. Pop that Dickel. Pop that Dickel. Let's give her a healthy pour. Now, this is a neck pour. Let's keep that in mind. Tight cork. Color is not overly dark in my light. It's pretty dark, but it's not not too dark. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. It's Flintstone, it's mineral, it's Dickel. It is 100% Dickel. Yep, it is. It 100% is. So just think the variety pack of chalky Dickel Flintstone vitamins, and that's what you've got. You've got it. I don't mind it. It is very oak forward though. It's very oak forward. Give me just a second, guys. I'm doing something up here. There we go. All right. Yabba dabba dickle. I cannot get over that Flintstone vitamin note now. I just can't. It's not that bad though. It's not that bad. It's very, Flintstone vitamin forward, I guess, but Will Gressel says probably similar smell to the SAOS small bat select that was the 13-year Dickel. I probably, I was saying earlier I have not tried the older stuff of that, so I'm curious. I'm curious to try that. The sweetness is starting to come through a little more now. I think initially out of that bottle it was 2 mineral and 2 vitamin for me. Sweetness is starting to show through a little bit now though. Oak is mellowing out on the nose. All right, let's give it a sip. Cheers. Thank you, Christopher, David, if you're watching this. I really appreciate you getting me this bottle. Cheers to you, buddy. So it definitely tastes 10 years plus, I'd say. On the palate, the oak definitely comes through for sure. Still tastes Dickel, classic Dickel. Not as much as the nose though, I don't think. I think a lot more of it comes through on the palate. Brett Colombo says he's had both, and in his opinion, the SAOS 13 is much better with better mouthfeel and finish. Okay, good to know. Maybe they used a lot, better barrels for that.
Jason Voorhees, good to see you. You're the reincarnation of Whiskey Blooded. You're kind of right. You're kind of right. Whiskey Blooded was the OG whiskey, especially from us Michiganders here. And he still hops on a live stream every once in a while. I've seen him do it a couple times on Facebook too. I miss him though. He was one of the first ones I started with on YouTube. Whiskey Blooded. $35 for a liter. Yeah, you're right. It's got that Dickel shaped bottle too. Shaped like a Dickel. It's not bad. Matt, I could see what you mean by it. I mean, it's not overly complex by any means. I'm not going to say everything I think about it right now, obviously, but it's okay. It's okay. I think for the age, they could have done more with what this whiskey could have been. To me, this to me is kind of like they had some 10-year plus barrels that they were like, what are we going to do with this stuff? It needs to be pulled. It's being aged too long. It's sitting there too long. We need to do something with this whiskey. So my guess is they were like, we need to get this out. Let's do something with it. Pal Joey, yeah, he did have, I think, a couple kids. So that obviously takes away a lot of time. I have a couple kids too. It does take a lot of time. Exactly, Matt. It's not bad. It's just boring. And you're right. It's 2-3 notes. My most recent review I just put out was the George T. Stagg, the 2018. And I wasn't even, like, I hadn't tried that before. That was my first pour out of the bottle. And I was just rattling off, like, note after note after note after note. And I even said in the review, it's like normally I'll say 4 or 5 notes about a whiskey, and that's it. The George T. Stagg, I went through 8 or 9 notes without even thinking about it. Like, it was just like they all just came to my palate. They came right to the brain. I don't know. It's over mellowed. If they didn't mellow it, may have been awesome, but then they couldn't call it Tennessee whiskey. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that's probably part of it too, you know. And I think that charcoal mellowing probably is what gives it, to me, even more of that vitamin flavor, that classic Dickel flavoring, I guess. It's probably both, Whiskey Ace. You're probably right. He said it's either that, what I just said, or that they got inspired by the Old Scout purchasing a 13-year-old. Yeah, but if it's not as good, I mean, a couple of people here already have said, the SAOS is good, as good or better. So, yeah, if it could have the secondary value that the SAOS 13s have had, then sure. But it doesn't look like that's probably going to happen. It's not bad. It's not bad. And I'm going to drink this bottle down, let it open up for sure. And once we get to at least a third of the way gone, we'll do a review of it. Stuff tends to change after a third or more, I think. I am really curious to include this in some blind flights for people, though. Because this is going to be one not many people locally have tried. And it's a very unique flavor profile. And the age comes through. Plus 10-year bottled in bond head-to-head. What do we have? Dickel. Henry McKenna 10. What else? Yeah, well, you're right. Old Scout went back to an MGP product on their last release. MGP is just so damn good. So damn good, especially the cast strength stuff. Ugh, it's ridiculous. MGP cast strength. Rye. And then bourbon too. It's just, it's so good. It's so good. The more I sip on this Dickel, I don't mind it. Came out wrong, but honestly, it's getting better as it's opening up. Matt, I'm curious, was yours a freshly popped bottle, or had someone drank it down quite a bit? Dram Man asks, is the SAOS charcoal mellowed? I would assume so. I would assume so. I would assume Dickel does the same thing with it that they would their normal product. Yeah, Matt says his was freshly popped too. I mean, so it should be a very fair comparison. But even with 10, 15 minutes in the glass, like now, I think it's gotten better. So I'm hoping it's going to get better with a little bit of time. We'll see. We will see. MGP bourbon cast strength is stellar as well. Yeah. Some of the Bell Meads. I didn't know what I was missing without those Bell Meads. And even those some of those barrel releases. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. MGP is another one you can usually, I shouldn't say that you do it blind, you'll have no idea, but the if you try them, you can usually pick out an MGP flavor profile. At least when you're trying it, you think you can. It is, Brett, you're right. That Dickel 13 is very decent value for the money. Liter bottle for $35. I mean, that's really good for 13 years, bottled in bond. And the SAOS is obviously much more than that. So, again, maybe it's not a fair comparison, even though they're virtually, theoretically, the same juice, just different part of the warehouse. DJ Beacon said Old Forester bottled in bond. It's a good one. And mini E.H. Taylor's. Yeah, that could be. E.H. Taylor would be good. I don't know if there's that many, 10-year plus bottled in bond products, though. Even if we go just 10-year products, though, that could be good. 10-year products around the 100 proof, so I mean, that could be Russell's 10 included. Captain, making happen. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it, buddy. Good to see you. We just tried some Ranger Creek. Speaking of Texas, it was good stuff. Actually, I liked it a lot more than I did last time. Appreciate you stopping in. Just got out of a movie. Nice. Will says Mayor Pingree. Blaum. Yep. Litchfield. Yep. Yeah. Mayor Pingree. Oh my gosh. Their cast strength expressions. I have not tried the Blaum brothers at all, so I can't speak to that. But the Mayor Pingree, that 7-year. The Bourbon Junkies still have my bottle at their house. They picked that up for me when they were down there. I can't wait to get my hands on that stuff. Not bad. Not bad. I would not ever want to pay $50 to $60 for this bottle, but it's not bad, and I'm not getting the massive, massive oak kick that I thought I was going to. Which I'm happy about, because too much oak ain't for me. Which RC? Captain? RC? Huh? I don't know my abbreviations right now. We're at the end of the stream. Sorry. Pingree does have an excellent nose. It's that super, super sweet. Smells way less proof than it actually is. So what do you guys think? Oh, Ranger Creek. Duh, I just said that to you. Ranger Creek 136 Texas Bourbon. 11 months, 48%. Which I liked it a lot more than I did last time I tried it. So now that you guys have heard a little bit from different people about the Dickel 13-year, $35, what do you think? Would you guys pick up a bottle if you saw it? I mean, $35 for 13 years, I feel like it's a no-brainer. Even if you hate it, you can at the very least share it with your friends or use it in cocktails. I mean, curious to see what you think. The Flintstone note is going down, I think. Flintstones are decreasing. Totally buy it. Yeah, that's true. Scott did give it a 92. I can't remember what Bart's rating was. I know he didn't like it near as much. They were complete opposites. But yeah, I think $35 for anything that's 10 years plus, it's at least worth a try. At least worth a try, you know. Nick Foles, he's passed a couple times on it, but he might go ahead and give it a shot. Give it a try, bud. If you don't like it, just tuck it away in the bar somewhere, and anytime you have friends over, just pour them a glass. Because it's probably not going to be something a lot of people try, honestly. Bart did give it 84, okay. Yep. Nice. Nice, nice. Not too bad. All right, let's wrap up. I know, Captain, you just got out of the movie. You just got in here. I'm sorry. Cocktail kick lately. Ooh, nice. Cocktails. I was going to make a cocktail. Instead, I just went with bourbon on ice, so. Ooh, that's that Tullamore with melted ice. All right, guys, let's wrap up. I do have to work in the morning. All you should go to bed. It's getting late here in Michigan. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight, though. I know this was a last-minute live stream. Didn't plan it, didn't talk about it, advertise it at all. I may hop on my Discord for a little bit after the stream if you guys want to jump in there and shoot the shit, talk a little bit for a little while. I don't know if I'm going to be on voice chat or just text to chat, but there's the link right there in the chat if you guys want to jump in. Join the Discord. We have a lot of fun in there. Thank you guys for coming in. I mean, I wasn't expecting more than like 5 people in here for this impromptu live stream, and I appreciate you guys all coming out. It was a lot of fun. Got some good stuff. Great bottles from some great people. Can't wait to try them. Can't wait to do the review for you all. And this barrel head, Captain, I didn't show you this. Look. I'm so pumped about this. This is gonna look so great in the whiskey room. Cannot wait. But anyway, I appreciate you guys all being here. Thank you so much. Keep an eye out for a review coming up Tuesday, I believe it's going to be. And then we'll see. I'm hoping this Friday I'll be able to live stream as well. Tuesday, I think it's this Tuesday, we may be doing a collab live stream with the Bourbon Junkies as well. So go over to their channel, check it out. I'm sure they'll put the thumbnail up soon. So appreciate you guys all hanging out tonight. Have a great Sunday night. Have a great week next week. I'll see y'all next week.